Welcome to the IntelliLearn video library, Simplifying Whole Ratios. Just like fractions, ratios can also be reduced to their lowest terms. This is called simplifying a ratio. Simplifying a ratio means a ratio is written maintaining exactly the same proportion, but using smaller numbers. Consider the ratio 2:4, as shown below. Each circle represents one part. There are 2 blue parts and 4 green parts. Now consider grouping 2 parts together, as shown in the white boxes. That is, each 2 parts becomes one new part. You now have 1 new blue part and 2 new green parts. The proportion of parts, however, is identical. For every 1 blue part, you still have 2 green parts. This means that 2:4 is equivalent to 1:2. Whilst the two ratios have been written with different numbers, they represent exactly the same proportion. You can say that 2:4 is equal to 1:2 when written in its simplest form. To simplify a ratio, you use exactly the same rules you use to cancel fractions. If you have not already done so, it is strongly recommended that you review the topic Cancelling Fractions. To simplify a ratio, look at all of the numbers in the ratio. Use either the highest common factor method of cancelling or any of the other rules such as the 10, 5, 3 or 2 rule, depending on the numbers in the ratio. Example 1. Simplify the ratio 5:35. Start by looking at 5 and 35 and ask yourself, how can these two numbers be cancelled? In this case, a 5 rule can be applied, and so divide 5 by 5 giving 1 and divide 35 by 5 giving 7. The result of this division after applying the 5 rule becomes a new ratio. 5:35 is equal to 1:7 when expressed in its simplest form. Example 2. Simplify the ratio 2:12:28. Start by looking at 2, 12 and 28 and ask yourself, how can these three numbers be cancelled? In this case, a 2 rule can be applied, and so divide 2 by 2 giving 1, divide 12 by 2 giving 6, and divide 28 by 2 giving 14. The result of this division after applying the 2 rule becomes a new ratio. 2:12:28 is equal to 1:6:14 when expressed in its simplest form.